Hello friends, welcome to my channel Technical Arquen, myself Arnab Kundu. Today I will discuss a new topic which is supercomputer. Okay, the supercomputer, the term which is first used in 1929 in New York World by IBM for Columbia University. So I will discuss more about supercomputer today. So go to the computer screen. Hello friends, today I will discuss the topic supercomputer, right? A supercomputer is a computer with a high level of performance as compared to a general purpose computer, right? The performance of a supercomputer is commonly measured in floating point operations per second known as flops, right? Instead of million instructions per second MIPS, okay? Since 2017, there are supercomputers which can perform over 10 to the power 17 flops, means 100 quadrillion flops, 100 petaflops or 100 p-flops, right? Since November 2017, all of the world's fastest 500 supercomputers run Linux based operating systems, right? Additional research is being conducted in the United States, European Union, Taiwan, Japan and China to build faster, more powerful and technologically superior supercomputers, right? Supercomputer, any of a class of extremely powerful computers, right? The term is commonly applied to the fastest high performance systems available at any given time, right? Such computers have been used primarily for scientific and engineering work requiring exceedingly high speed computations, right? Now we talk about some history of supercomputer. The term supercomputing arose in the late 1920s in the United States in response to the IBM tabulators at Columbia University, right? The CDC 6600 released in 1964 is sometimes considered the first supercomputer, right? However, some earlier computers were considered supercomputers for their day, such as the 1960 UNIVAC LARC, means Livermore Advanced Research Computer, the IBM 7030 Stretch and the Manchester Atlas, both in 1962, all of which were of comparable power, and the 1954 IBM NORC, means IBM Naval Ordnance Research Calculator, right? While the supercomputers of the 1980s used only a few processors, in the 1990s, machines with thousands of processors began to appear both in the United States and in Japan, setting new computational performance records, right? By the end of the 20th century, massively parallel supercomputers with thousands of off-the-shelf processors similar to those found in personal computers were constructed and broke through the teraflop computational barrier, right? Progress in the first decade of the 21st century was dramatic, and supercomputers with over 60,000 processors appeared, reaching petaflop performance levels, right? Common applications for supercomputers include testing mathematical models for complex physical phenomena or designs such as climate and weather, evaluation of the cosmos, nuclear weapons and reactors, new chemical compounds specially for pharmaceutical purposes, and cryptology, right? As the cost of supercomputing declined in the 1990s, more businesses began to use supercomputers for market research and other business related models, right? Now we talk about distinguishing features of supercomputer. Supercomputers have certain distinguishing features. Unlike conventional computers, they usually have more than one CPU, which contains circuits for interpreting program instruction and executing arithmetic and logic operations in proper sequence, right? The use of several CPUs to achieve high computational rates is necessitated by the physical limits of circuit technology, right? Electronic signals cannot travel faster than the speed of light, which thus constitutes a fundamental speed limit for signal transmission and circuit switching, right? This limit has almost been reached owing to miniaturization of circuit components, right? Dramatic reduction in the length of wires connecting circuit boards and innovation in cooling techniques. In various supercomputer systems, processors and memory circuits are immersed in a cryogenic fluid to achieve the low temperatures at which they operate fastest, right? Rapid retrieval of stored data and instructions are required to support the extremely high computational speed of CPUs. Therefore, most supercomputers have a very large storage capacity as well as a very fast input-output capability, right? Supercomputers were originally used in applications related to national security, including nuclear weapons design and cryptography, right? Today, they are also routinely employed by the aerospace, petroleum, and automotive industries. In addition, supercomputers have found wide application in areas involving engineering or scientific research, as, for example, in studies of the structure of subatomic particles and of the origin and nature of the universe, right? Supercomputers have become an indispensable tool in weather forecasting. Predictions are now based on numerical models, right? As the cost of supercomputers declined, their use spread to the world of online gaming. In particular, the 5th through 10th fastest Chinese supercomputers in 2007 were owned by a company with online rights in China to the electronic game World of Warcraft, which sometimes had more than a million people playing together in the same gaming world, right? Now we talk about a special supercomputer which is known as Fugaku. The Fugaku supercomputer, developed by Fujitsu and Japan's National Research Institute RIKEN, has defended its title as the world's fastest supercomputer, beating competitors from China and the US, right? Fugaku held the top spot on the top 500 list by achieving a score of 442 petaflops or quadrillions of floating point operations per second, right? Fugaku also topped 3 other categories, including performance in artificial intelligence and big data processing capacity, right? Now we talk about another supercomputer which is Zhuzhongzi, right? China is unveiling a super advanced 66 qubit quantum supercomputer called Zhuzhongzi. The Chinese team claims that it has solved a problem in just over an hour that would otherwise take the world's most powerful classical supercomputer 8 years to crack, right? Zhuzhongzi finished a designated quantum benchmark task in around 70 minutes, and its creators claim the world's most powerful supercomputer need around 8 years to get through the same set of calculations, right? Now we talk about some quantum computing. It is the latest milestone in a line of exciting quantum computing developments across the last 2 years, right? In that time, researchers across the world have finally reached the long shoot after quantum advantage, the point at which quantum computing can solve a problem that would take an impractical amount of time for classical computing, right? A team from Google first achieved the milestone in 2019 using superconducting qubits, which rely on the flow of current to perform computation, followed by a team from China in 2020. Quantum computing is still in its early stages. In 2019, Google announced that it achieved quantum supremacy with its 54 qubits Sycamore processor that was able to perform a calculation in 200 seconds, right? That task would have taken the world's most powerful supercomputer near about 10,000 years, right? Now we talk about some applications of supercomputer. There are many applications areas where to use of supercomputer, such as biology areas. Mostly supercomputer used to diagnose for various diseases and provide the assistance for providing good result in strokes, brain injuries and other blood flow issues in our body, right? Next application, military and defense missions. Supercomputing helps to provide virtual testing for nuclear explosion and weapon ballistics, right? Third application, climate patterns. Supercomputer application is able to study and understand climate pattern. Next one, airlines industry. With the help of supercomputer, designed the flight simulators for the newbie pilots, and this simulator help to training for new pilots, right? Next one, weather forecasting. To gather the information related to weather forecasting, supercomputers run in the NOAA system, means National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, right? Next application is scientific research areas, right? In the weather and science research areas depend on supercomputer. Next application, advanced database, means the data mining. Some large companies need to supercomputer for extracting useful information from data storage house or in the cloud system, right? Next application, simulated environment in automobile, right? Supercomputer provides the help to people for buying vehicle, because before purchasing the vehicle, customer can test through simulation environment that is created by supercomputer, right? And next application is smoke control system. Scientists use supercomputers in own laboratory for predicting the fog and other pollution level on the particular areas and then take final step to prevent them, right? Now I just conclude, supercomputer has played and continues to play an essential role in national security and in scientific discovery, right? The ability to address important scientific and engineering challenges depends on continued investments in supercomputing, right? Supercomputers play an important role in the field of computational science and are used for a wide range of computationally intensive tasks in various fields, including quantum mechanics, weather forecasting, climate research, oil and gas exploration, molecular modeling, etc. Supercomputers have recently gone through a significant transformation. They have moved from customer power hungry, heat generating, difficult to program monsters into power hungry, heat generating, difficult to program cluster, right?
I hope that you have understood today's topic. For more videos, keep watching my channel Technical Arcoin. Thank you and bye bye.